How you doing?
Hi.
Got a good cover, bud. You feeling better?
Yeah, well, you know, that makeup.
I'm happy for you, but I'm glad you're doing
Welcome back.
Well, thanks. It's my
You do
first
have a
day
good
back.
color.
First day back. Part-time, so I'll be working mornings. See next week, let me see how it goes. So this morning, I went back and reviewed the March financials, and they're not very happy. But the operating revenue was down because our average resident days was only 28.7. In February, we lost 7 residents, 2 in March. And we haven't recovered. And the operating expenses, yeah.
Why were they so high in March, Jeff?
They mainly from two places. One was nursing, contracted nursing expense,
Okay.
and we are short 2 RPNs or RNs. So
We have an ad in the paper to fill
in the paper, no, but it's on our website.
You put one in the paper so we can see.
We can do that. But
What do you
you
guys
never
think?
know. Yeah.
Rodney, what do you think about having him run an ad for LPNs? Because they're contracting out the nursing and that's what's kicking the operating expense. I guess you can talk to Karen about that.
And then the other area was actually therapy. So you see it was minus $62.87 per therapy resident per day. And I'm not sure why that was such the way it is. I have to research that.
Well, Jeff, on senior apartments,
Yeah.
what do we do? Have a couple of vacancies last month? I notice it's down on the revenue.
Yeah. There's 13 units, 11 of those are occupied. Apartment 1 and 3 are unoccupied. In apartment 3, we had a husband there, and his wife was in the hospital and then transferred to the village. She was there for a couple of weeks and passed away. So he went back to Midland.
How does it look? Do you have a waiting list or anything like that? Any potentials for new?
When I
Occupancy?
5 weeks ago there were some potentials, but today I'm not sure. I'll think.
Haven't been back long enough to even think about it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we did have a little surplus last month.
Yeah.
We sure went
Yeah.
south
Yeah, it
in
did.
March.
Went in a hurry.
How many LPNs are you short right now?
2.
Okay.
Part-time on night shift and full-time on evening shift.
Okay.
Plus this month in April, one LPN, Jenny Larson, she's had knee surgery, knee replacement surgery, so she's been out in April. That was April. Another topic, senior living and assisted living. There was a meeting a few weeks ago with the main players, which I attended, and the feeling with our staff, is that we want to have a connection between the nursing facility and the assisted living. And as you know, the plan currently doesn't have that. And so we were proposing to the architect, what about if we set the assisted living building west of the nursing facility where the parking lot is. There's a lot of space over that direction. So I asked him to draw up a preliminary plan of how that could go. I haven't seen anything back, but maybe it's in my email. That's my email. But that would also affect the access road to the airport, because that runs right up alongside. assisted living on the west side with a connection, then the access road to the airport needs to be rerouted. So actually, I discussed that a little bit with Dave Fleming.
Okay, that's who's doing
He actually likes the idea
Okay.
in principle, but that's where it stands now. It's just an idea.
Now, Jeff, was Dave working with PIMCO to get that survey updated on the boundaries?
He had the paperwork there when I visited him in his office. There's still some unresolved questions.
Okay. Because you said you weren't involved in that, right?
I am, they called me the other day and I touched base on some issues,
Okay.
so.
Did you have anything else?
That's all I've got. Any other questions or comments?
Now that you're back,
No.
these numbers are gonna get better.
Hopefully, you
Yeah.
hopefully you'll get a few patients and some more occupancy and get that 20,500.
He isn't putting me in the paper, but I would assume it would come.
Or being paid.
Okay.
But we are budgeted to cover this at the end of the year.
Would you guys
Problem
do
is,
that?
Yeah.
Talk to Karen and put some.
this is only the first quarter.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, thank you,
I
Jeff.
didn't get him on the agenda.
And take half days and
But
get
it's-
rested
he only
up.
needs a short time.
Thank you again.
Okay, thanks everybody. See you, Karen.
I guess you would make that way this evening we're sitting down for probably for time. What I'm here for, the city council asked me to come talk to you guys. We're always working on cleanup within the city, and I guess the factors that the county has in that could help the city greatly is the delinquent tax properties. My understanding is that the tax sale thing maybe got dropped or is not in motion.
It did, I am working on it, the problem is no work had been done on it
Okay.
at all, and so
Okay.
I'm in the process of making that.
Okay, so that is still going.
It absolutely is,
Great.
it's just,
That-
it was starting from the ground floor though.
Okay, very good. That was one thing we wanted to make sure that,
And I've been speaking to Mike Day about that, because I
Okay.
know there's some priority properties that the
Mhm.
city is particularly concerned about, and those are
Okay.
on my list to focus on.
very good. The other concern as it pertains to cleanup is outside of city limits. Highway 36, the east side, come up. We've had a lot of properties get tore down and cleaned up. I think it looks a lot better on Highway 36, but I think there's still some problem areas just outside of city limits, and obviously we don't have any authority to deal with those, so I was asked to bring those up to you as well. I'm sure you know which ones I'm-
36
Yeah.
is a state road, not a county road.
Well, how far does the right of way go out? I mean, after the right of way.
The state doesn't do anything under jurisdiction. It's a county issue. It'd be for cleanup, is my understanding. We've approached the state about it as in, because it's a state, throughway.
Could you get me a list of like the properties that you guys are
Absolutely.
concerned about, and I can see whether or not there are any legal avenues for us?
Okay.
Are you comfortable?
Yes, I am,
Okay.
and I know one of them has kind of EPA on it too.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, very good. And I think that's it. We're just trying to work on cleanup, and like I said, as delinquent tax properties, we spend a lot of time cleaning 8 or 10 or 12 properties that could be cleared and owned by somebody else. And it's just been a long time, so we really appreciate it if we could stay on track with that. It's kind of the tax sale thing has been, and I know you guys are aware of this, but from '01, which I think was the last time, I think honestly, not to offend you, but I think you're the third county attorney since there has been, a tax sale, so I think it's well overdue.
I think the board was misled. I thought we were getting closer.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
See ya. Something that I was going to request, I'm going to try to, I'd like to get published budgets from '06 to '16. I'd like to try to focus on this tax issue.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you've seen this, I plotted this earlier this year, but since '06, our taxes have more than doubled. And I want to see where and what happened. So I may call on you if that's okay, to help me look through that stuff.
Okay.
So I just want to let you guys know that I was going to try to attack that pretty hardcore. You did resolve these, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because in '06, we had a mill levy of 50.13, and in '11, it went up to 82.5, and in '13, it went to 104, and we're sitting at 109 now. And as a local businessman, I noticed that tremendously because my taxes doubled. So I want to be able to answer questions from people. So I mean, like I said, I need your help. Dave,
We'll see if it's ready.
would you guys like a copy of them too, to look through them? See if we can make some changes, because we're going to have to do something with the swimming. Something. Yeah. I went door to door yesterday, and that was one of the main issues. I couldn't answer it, so I want to be able to answer it. Eric, how's everything going up there?
Yeah, busy.
Is it flowing good?
Yeah.
Good.
He'll be right down.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
You're gonna need
I'm going to,
this,
he's going to be
the
right down.
beginning of the year,
Yeah.
this
He's
kind of
grabbing
a
stuff.
Okay, I'm just
and they ended up in that and so you need to look at these to make more sense of what he just gave you.
Right.
Okay? I know. It took them a while to understand, I think, the old board, that they had to do something about increasing taxes. Because you can't operate like they did 2 years in a row in a negative situation. And that's what they did.
Well, and especially now where we're going to be talking taxing, and I don't know if you've been following that, but I mean, it's been proven, like it passed recently, the stuff's going on in the house, and it sounds like, I mean, there's all kinds of crazy
Well, I
stuff.
thought they had to have a decision today
We'll buy a tree.
because they were legal in
How are
Germany
you, Dave?
at the end of the day.
Pretty good.
It's the legislature sure though, they like, I'm not allowed to say.
We'll see it on the internet when we see it.
On that one, we paid to have some of the furniture hauled in order, and some grounding on that.
What'd you find out about the excavator you were looking at?
Dustin's here, we'll go through it. He's out now.
And we were going to trade one for that and then money, right? The bigger Komatsu,
No, the smaller one.
smaller.
Yeah, it was a rental one we had.
Do we use excavators enough to justify it? I guess that would be my next
Well,
question.
we're using them all the time. It seems like we're shuffling around here and there, so. Okay, on my bills at American Home Habitat, that's one place I could find this flagging material. And then we paid some gravel bills there. Next, the 9th through the 11th, I have a highway conference in Garden City. Well, the 10th and the 11th, and then the 9th is KU Transportation. They got a engineering for non-engineers class that's going to be going on, so I'm going to also attend that one. Regal Corporation, this was where we got the parts for the Komatsu, a lot cheaper. Very so. Shepherd's Water Sources, last time we were going to have the fellow, but we got disconnected, so.
So in your special machine, you're trying to get 402,000.
Yes.
Okay.
And and you'll see we paid off this grader
Yeah.
registration.
Yeah, okay. That was gonna be my next question as far as the excavator, okay. So, that's good to know.
On the last page, work done, gravel road T110, that's up at 80 Clarks. This earthwork on 12C4741, this is the Select Bridge. We finished all the earthwork on that, and then next week we did all the fencing on both the Swedish Bridge and the Select Bridge.
Okay.
Also, the second week, when it was up around the Browns, it was up by that pumping station and in the Hope Valley area. The next week, gravel was down on Range Line, and we did some up on Road 13 by Rutke, and then some by Red Stacer. And we also elevated that by Randy Rutke's. Filling washes, and then the last week, we just finished yesterday, the scarifying gravel and cleaning ditches on Range.
Okay. I had one thing. I know Rodney Shea had taken you out and showed you that road. Yes, up that way.
Yeah.
Is that something that we can do?
As long as it doesn't interfere with normal, I don't need a big hook in the road to get this corrected for it.
Okay.
But it sounds like he's gonna pay for the change of it.
Are you talking about,
Rodney
Shea.
Shea, north of
yeah,
Wheeler, yes.
yeah.
That, I haven't seen it. What's,
Well, the road goes next to the loading pen. What he wants us to do is just move out the road to the edge of the property,
So moving it
maybe
west.
50 yards out.
so you want to move it west then, away from the location?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way he talked, he was willing to pay the county to do the work, so.
Are you okay
And
with that?
if Dave's crew needed rock, they could borrow it from his property in order to reinforce the bank, and so they wouldn't have a problem with it washing if we got high water
Okay.
1 or 2 times.
Built those canals there.
You did?
Whack
So
back.
you're the one at fault. Building on the county right
No,
away,
I
what's
was
the
working-
deal?
I was working for somebody. I
Oh.
just did the welding.
Okay.
Specify that.
This is my concern, this is his loading rate, so then he wants us to go further over in here. I just don't want too big a hook both places.
Okay.
And I also debated about straightening this road out sometime
Does it,
and then eliminate this curve.
do Landon Rivers own that, or
Yes.
is similar? Landon Rivers do?
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna wanna split their property.
Shea-
No, this is,
Shea owns all of
Oh,
this
he
in
does.
here.
Okay. Well,
Here's a set of telephone.
but you're
Power
gonna,
lines
you're gonna
here.
hit some rock right here.
yes, there's a lot of rock. But down in the bottom, that's all sealed in. But that's my biggest concern is,
For
I
safety.
don't want a too sharp a hook in there. I know it's minimum maintenance road, but
And it's gonna be more, well, it'd be more maintenance doing the hook rather than going straight through, wouldn't it?
in the long term, yes. But then you're also gonna have a culvert here, and we do that low water crossing if we did this. And a lot of rock to get that corrected too, if you ever set the road straight.
Well, look at it too.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Get your stuff done too. You probably want to do something real quick?
Sure.
Okay. No, go ahead. I got other stuff I gotta do.
Morning, Jimmy. Easy.
Don't say for hats.
Oh, yes. I already just made fun of my hair this morning.
No, I wouldn't make it.
It's okay. How are you guys?
Good.
All right. Enjoying the rain for the most part? Nice. Dave and I have been discussing on an excavator, and I think you guys are aware of that as well, on a cat excavator, replace your Matsu PC. So 325, I got a copy for each of you. Just wanted to make sure you guys were able to view that. And this machine, I don't know what Dave's told you about it or anything. This 325 is size-wise compared to your PC 220 is actually just a hair bigger. It's got a little bit more weight versus 50,000 be 65,000 pounds, but the reach, the dig depth is about a foot more both ways. So you're going to be able to lift more just because of the weight of the machine. But the overall reach and dig depth is very similar. So the width is a little bit wider by about a foot. Transportation wise, I don't know if that's an issue at all. It shouldn't be for what
You got enough trade at all this thing. Because the other R300 is actually bigger.
Right, correct. The 300 will be about 75,000 pounds. So with that said, just want to make sure you know the size of the machine. It's got 6,600 hours on it. We originally sold the machine to a company out of Texas, and it was a contracted machine that was with them for several years that we got to know very well. He actually traded it back in here about a year and a half ago. We rented it a couple times. Now we're just wanting to move it just because we got other stuff replenishing our rental fleet. So.
Is he good at routine maintenance?
Yep, I've given Dave all the history on the machine prior. I don't have it with me, but anyway, Dave can probably speak with everything there. Includes the bucket and also a coupler in case you guys want to size in different size buckets or even put on a hammer or something, a certain tool later on. It does have extra hydraulics on it as well. If you ever want to get into a hydraulic thumb or add an attachment, you have the hydraulics all on the machine. So it's spec'd out correct, in my opinion, for long-term use. Different work tool variety that you can put on it. It's an 07. Is the year of this one. Located in Wichita, right currently. So with that said, you know, we had a little bit of an issue on the trade. Had a failure. Of course,
We got that up and going.
we got that up and going, so we'll honor the trade and all that stuff as well. So the trade price allowed with that fixed. Other than that, I just wanted to at least be available in case you guys had any questions.
What motor does that have in it? 3406.
And it has a Cat C7. It's 190 horsepower. Your PC 220 is actually about a 6.3 liter. And it's 139 horsepower. I looked up the specs this morning. I wanted to know.
All the pins, tracks, what are they percent-wise?
Glad you asked. I've got the inspection here. It's fairly good. It had a little bit of wear on it, but here's all the undercarriage wear. So this will be percentage worn, left to right, pin bushing, and I believe all that stuff. So we're going to be the worst. You know, you're going to get some stretch on them tracks. Of course, you had some excavators. But we're under 50%, so we're in good shape.
I've knocked my tracks off, one track off 9 different times. It's
Yeah.
not fun.
No. So we're percentage, if you take the overall undercarriage, which is a very high expensive machine, you're 70% or better is what we've averaged it out. So that's the rest of it.
But everything else is pretty tight, doesn't it?
Everything is tight. I actually looked at this machine a few months ago for another individual on the oil field. Of course, you know what's happened with that market, so everything kind of fell off.
Does it have an auto greaser on it?
It does not.
Well, those are nice.
That's something we typically get into on larger machines.
See, we do a lot of digging in ponds.
Oh, absolutely.
With water, and you gotta grease every 2 hours when you're doing that, otherwise your pins will just go.
Yep, when you're in the wet and the water, absolutely, totally agree. But yeah, we typically don't do that until we get larger or if it's a special application like that, so.
Yeah, I think we're generally every 4 hours or, noon or whatever it is, I'm greased.
That's a good idea.
What is an auto greaser for one of those run?
About $6,500. That's a Lincoln Auto Link.
Okay.
We put them on loaders quite a bit on the ag side. The quarters.
Might be something to think about down the road.
For the price of takes to replace all that stuff, it's pretty cheap initially.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Or long term, I mean, so. Yeah, it's an expense, but anything. Yeah.
There's only 2 rollers, really bad, that's 2 there.
Well, I think it's 70%.
I do have a photo of the machine, which
I would love to see it.
It's not the best photo.
Something would
Oh,
happen.
yeah, yeah, that's,
I broke my pen.
that's never good.
No.
But you caught it before it tore anything else up, right?
Yeah.
Good.
But my heart rate went up. For quite a while.
You'll have to go bring that
Just what we need to get the cattails out of Keller's Pond.
Well, and we gotta do that, I think, and they want
Big
that,
enough, we could get a long arm and
that crossing taken out and then the cattails done, we're supposed to do that in December.
That'll do her.
What some typically do is you take off the stick.
Right, and then you put a
add-
long stick
Yeah,
on
it's about basically twice the length.
So you'd have to, that's what, what's that, 1 3/4 yard? What is that?
That's, what's on it's 48, you'll actually be about a 2 yard, about what you're gonna build.
So you'd probably drop it down to 3/4 yard then?
Yeah, actually you would go to what we call a ditch cleaning bucket, which is, just under a yard, and it's 5 foot wide and all that.
Wow.
But yeah, this one,
Good stuff.
we've got, if you guys get to where you're hogging dirt or whatever, you can get up to about a 60-inch bucket and actually really move a lot of dirt. But anyway,
Is that C7 a tier 3?
it is a tier 3, correct, and those 7 model machine. Yeah, so prior to any emissions of that sort.
That'd be good.
So,
So if
good
we,
questions.
yeah, if we were to do that, would you give us a price break on an auto greaser?
Well, I don't sell the auto greasers.
Gentlemen, what do you guys think?
I think it sounds like a good price to me. He has the funds in his account
Yeah,
for
so-
special equipment.
Yeah, I think it's a
You
great.
want to make a motion?
Just a second. What about, what do you
I
thoughts?
think it's gonna be a good machine for it.
What do you think on the
Auto greaser, I'm not familiar with that, so. I'm
It'll
just like to
save,
visit with the
it
guys
will
first.
save your bucket pins. And, so I guess you can talk to the guys about that,
Okay.
so.
I'll make a motion that we purchase a Caterpillar Model 325 DL excavator
with the
And
freight,
then- in the amount of $83,000.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Did you have anything else, Jim?
I got some other stuff, yeah, I got
Okay.
that too.
All right.
Thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You need a signature?
Yeah, if you guys don't mind, I'm sure I was prepared to decide something. So the agreement on that. And this one's just your copy. The signature be on the bottom. Right.
We'll probably all
Yep, just, leave it.
Take one of the copies about that.
Yeah. What I think it's from,
She'll probably need a copy
possibly
of that.
from Hartford. Long story short, some of the early machines, them ages, just one of them, I think it's like 1 or 02, early age.
This is a new one. Oh,
Do you want to have this inside?
yes.
It's got 4,000 hours on it.
It's no three.
So it's an 03.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's from Park Brake. There's silicone on there, where typically from factory there's no silicone. We had an update at that time on the Park brakes. I wonder if it's from that. We had that apart. We actually just had to put different seals and a drain in there. Just simple deal. And then initial back side. Back page.
If he has a copy, then we won't need to. If he's got a copy for us.
Yeah.
You can sign that copy, we'll just keep it.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and sign it and have him sign it, then we won't need to make a copy.
Alrighty. Get out of your hair. Yep. Absolutely. Need anything else? I can stop back by the shop.
Nope, nope, that was it.
I mean, for. Questions on anything else?
Here's a highway permit. It's out the county shop. Melton Delta is wanting to extend her driveway to meet the asphalt road that we have now. And of course, it's just millings that we had. I'm a little concerned about drainage, but I don't know how we correct it. It's just kind of a stalemate there. There's no ditch or anything like that. It's out of the city limits. It's just on the other side. But I thought we'd probably have to approve it. And with the, you know, if there's any curb and gutter in the future purposes, it'd be her responsibility to take it out and change whatever the updates required. So,
I don't have a problem with that, do you guys?
and there's on the back side is the temple map that Shaw's going to be doing next week of the entrance, and I was going to cut it right to the edge of the asphalt. So
Is that in the flood zone?
no, this is it was 5 years ago. Actually, that closed road. It was so low and just stood in water. And we built it up quite low, and like I say, put the millings on. It's a whole lot better than this building. So.
Put that road out for Cliff Summer this year. It's pretty deep there in that big snow.
Does that highway permit have a number, Dave?
Yes,
16-01.
I think you have to sign it too, don't you? So. I'd like to request to get this surveyed, you know, say you come pretty straight in and it starts blowing this way. There is a highway marker here and a highway marker down here, and I would like to see if we need to elevate this road. I want to make sure it's correct before we go and elevate that. So, I'm going to get prices on that. Keeps on hot water.
That does have a pretty good boat.
It does. When you're at the top of the hill, you look and you didn't really see it, so I don't know what's wrong. Surprisingly, when they did the original survey, it said there was a wagon road that bears north and south before the survey.
What did they survey?
Huh?
When was that?
Well, most of these are 1880 or something like that, 1888's in that time period, so. I just find it odd that they haven't had a wagon road there before they even surveyed the country. So anyway, I kind of think we need to get that checked out. Okay, I want 5 minutes for executive session, discuss personnel.
Randy, you want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we enter into executive session to discuss non-elected personnel.
For how long?
5 minutes?